Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that for the first time in years you don't reach for your phone. No Instagram, no TikTok, no Twitter, no Facebook, no YouTube notifications buzzing your hand, no endless scroll waiting to hijack your attention. Instead, there's silence, maybe a bit of discomfort, maybe even panic. Because whether we admit it or not, social media has been shaping our brains, our emotions, and our sense of identity more than we realize. And when you stop using it, your brain doesn't just shrug and move on. It goes through a series of fascinating, sometimes painful, sometimes liberating transformations. What really happens inside your mind if you break free from social media? The story is bigger, deeper, and stranger than you think. The first thing that happens is withdrawal, not in a metaphorical sense, but in the same way addicts experience cravings when they cut off a drug. You see, social media is engineered to trigger dopamine, the chemical in your brain that makes you feel rewarded and motivated. Every like, every comment, every share, every little red notification bubble is designed to deliver a tiny dopamine hit. Over time, your brain doesn't just enjoy this, it depends on it. That's why when you stop using social media, you feel restless, anxious, even irritable. You reach for your phone without thinking, you feel a strange emptiness when it's not lighting up with new content, and you wonder what you're missing. This is your brain adjusting to the sudden absence of constant dopamine stimulation. It feels like something has been taken away, but what's really happening is your reward system is recalibrating. The cravings are temporary, but they're intense, and this is the first wall most people hit when they try to detox from social media. But something incredible begins to unfold once you push past that wall. After the cravings subside, your brain slowly begins to reset. One of the biggest areas of change is attention span. Right now, thanks to years of short-form content and infinite scrolling, most people can't focus for more than a few minutes at a time without getting distracted. TikTok trains you to consume in 15-second bursts, Instagram feeds you images in rapid succession, and YouTube Shorts are designed to keep you swiping endlessly. This doesn't just entertain you, it reshapes your brain's ability to concentrate. That's why you might find it hard to finish a book, sit through a lecture, or even watch a 2-hour movie without grabbing your phone. But when you stop using social media, something begins to shift. At first, boredom creeps in, and your brain screams for novelty. But slowly, week by week, your mind starts to stretch again. You can read for longer, you can think more deeply, you can sit in silence without the need to escape. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on habits. And without the constant barrage of quick dopamine, your brain rebuilds its natural ability to focus. It's like taking a foggy lens off a camera, you see more clearly. Another shocking transformation happens in the way you see yourself. Social media thrives on comparison. Whether you realize it or not, every time you scroll, you're measuring your life against the curated highlights of others. Someone else looks better, someone else seems richer, someone else appears happier. It doesn't matter if it's real or fake, your brain processes it as competition. This constant comparison fuels insecurity, low self-esteem, and anxiety. But when you stop using social media, the comparisons fade. At first you feel disconnected, almost like you're missing the global scoreboard. But soon something liberating happens. You stop caring, you stop needing to show off, you stop measuring your self-worth in likes, and you begin to feel more grounded in reality. Your brain, free from constant social evaluation, starts to stabilize emotionally. You judge yourself less harshly, and you find validation in real achievements, not in how others perceive you. That's a powerful psychological shift most people never experience until they cut the cord. Sleep is another area where your brain reaps massive benefits. Think about how often people scroll right before bed. The glowing blue light already disrupts melatonin, but the bigger problem is mental stimulation. Every shocking post, every dramatic video, every heated debate keeps your brain buzzing when it should be winding down. Social media tricks your mind into staying alert long after your body needs to rest. But when you cut it out, the change is dramatic. At first it feels strange to lie in bed without scrolling, but after a week or two, your sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. Your circadian rhythm begins to align naturally, your dreams become more vivid, and you wake up with real energy instead of grogginess. This isn't just about rest, it's about giving your brain the chance to process and repair itself during the night, something social media robs you of. Creativity also returns in surprising ways. When you're constantly consuming other people's content, your mental space is flooded. Your brain is busy processing other people's ideas, jokes, and creativity, leaving little room for your own. But once you stop scrolling, there's silence. A silence that feels uncomfortable at first, like something's missing. But in that silence, creativity blooms. You start coming up with your own ideas, your own thoughts, your own solutions. Many people who quit social media report sudden bursts of inspiration, whether it's writing, drawing, problem solving, or even just deeper thinking. That's because your brain finally has space to breathe. Instead of reacting to constant external input, it starts generating from within. This is one of the most underestimated benefits of cutting social media. You rediscover the richness of your own imagination. Relationships also change in fascinating ways. Most people assume quitting social media makes you less connected, but the opposite is true. Sure, you might lose surface-level interactions, the quick likes and casual comments from people you barely know, but your brain starts craving deeper bonds. Instead of checking a friend's story, you call them. Instead of liking a photo, you meet for coffee. Real conversations, real laughter, real eye contact. These things release oxytocin, the bonding hormone that social media can't replicate. Over time, people who stop using social media often feel less lonely, not more. Their relationships are fewer, but richer, more authentic, and more fulfilling. Your brain shifts from seeking validation online to seeking connection offline, and that shift is life-changing. Stress and anxiety also decline significantly when you step away from social platforms. Social media constantly bombards you with information, news, arguments, controversies, disasters, celebrity drama, global crises, most of which you have no control over. Your brain is not designed to handle this flood of negativity every single day. The result: chronic stress, burnout, and even symptoms of anxiety disorders. But when you quit, the noise dies down. Your brain relaxes. You begin living in your own reality instead of being pulled into everyone else's chaos. Cortisol levels drop. Your nervous system calms, and your overall mental health improves. Instead of being on constant alert, your brain finds peace in the present moment. Memory also improves. Social media shortens your attention span and fragments your thoughts, making it harder to transfer short-term experiences into long-term memory. That's why days spent scrolling often feel like a blur. You can't recall much because your brain never had the chance to process. But when you cut it out, memory consolidation strengthens. You start remembering conversations more vividly, noticing details you used to miss, and experiencing life with sharper clarity. Your brain isn't busy juggling 100 small posts. It's living fully in each moment. Over months, the transformation deepens. People who stay off social media for extended periods describe a profound sense of freedom, almost like chains falling away. Their thoughts feel clearer, their emotions feel more authentic, their creativity flows, their self-esteem grows, and their relationships deepen. The brain, once hijacked by algorithms, starts thriving in natural rhythms. You stop chasing tiny hits of dopamine and instead enjoy slower, richer forms of happiness. It's like learning to taste real food again after years of artificial sweeteners. The difference is staggering, and perhaps the most powerful change of all is self-awareness. Social media constantly tells you what to want, what to buy, what to admire, and what to fear. It drowns out your inner voice, but when you remove it, something magical happens. Your brain begins to ask its own questions. What do I actually like? What do I really believe? Who am I without the noise? This rediscovery of self is rare in a world of constant scrolling, but it's the ultimate reward for stepping away. Your brain doesn't just heal, it rediscovers its true identity. So what really happens to your brain if you stop using social media? At first it panics, it craves, it feels restless, but then it recalibrates. Your focus returns, your sleep deepens, your creativity awakens, your relationships strengthen, your stress fades, your memory sharpens, and your sense of self becomes stronger than ever. It's not an easy journey. These platforms are designed to be addictive, but if you push through the withdrawal, the benefits are extraordinary. And maybe the bigger question is this: what happens to your brain if you never stop? What happens if you keep feeding it dopamine drips for decades? If you let your attention span shrink? If you let your self-worth be determined by algorithms? If you let your creativity die under endless noise? That's the future most people are heading toward without even realizing it. The choice is yours. You can stay plugged into the endless scroll, letting your brain be shaped by algorithms and corporations, or you can unplug and discover the full potential of your own mind. The science is clear, the stories are real, and the truth is simple. Your brain was never designed for constant stimulation. When you step away, you don't lose connection, you gain freedom, and maybe one day you'll wake up, not reaching for your phone but reaching for your own thoughts. And in that moment you'll realize that your brain, free from social media, isn't just surviving, it's finally alive.